Tuesday evening from Cincinnati, the Reds took on Kevin Mitchell and the San Francisco Giants. In the top of the first inning, Mitchell connected for a two-run homer to left field off Red starter Danny Jackson. It was 19th home run, and RBIs 44 and 45 as Will Clark scored in the home run, 2-0 San Francisco. Then in the bottom of the second, the Reds got back a run when Eric Davis connected for a solo home run to right center field off Giants starter Scott Garrelts. It was his 9th home run and 30th RBI, 2-1 San Francisco. And then in the bottom of the fourth inning, fine defensive play by the Giants as Matt Williams snagged Joe Oliver's line drive, then threw to first base to get Glenn Braggs for the 5-3 double play. Nice play by Williams. Then the top of the sixth inning, Rick Parker showing how not to get out of the box on his pop-up to first base. Then in the bottom of the seventh inning, Reds topped the game when pinch hitter Hal Morris connected for a double down the left field line, then knocked in Mariano Duncan all the way from first base, and the game was tied at 2 in the bottom of the seventh inning on the pinch hit double by Hal Morris. Then the top of the eighth, another fine defensive play this time by the Reds. Eric Davis out in center field made a great tumbling shoestring catch on Jose Uribe's sinking line drive. The game remained tight and went into extra innings, and in the top of the 11th inning, home plate umpire Bob Davidson ejected Cincinnati Reds third baseman Chris Sabo, who was very upset about striking out earlier in the bottom of the 10th, and pitching coach Stan Williams was ejected for arguing Sabo's ejection. Then in the bottom of the 12th, Matt Williams threw away Jeff Reed's bunt down the third base line. Herm Winningham scored the game's winning run, and the Reds won 3-2 in 12 innings. Mark Thurman got the loss, he's 1-1. Randy Myers got the win, he's 3-2.
Tuesday night in Pittsburgh, the Pirates hosting the Philadelphia Phillies. John Smiley, Jose Lind, and John Cangelosi having some fun in the dugout. In the top of the second inning, we'll see a nice play by Jose Lind. He gets the ground ball by John Kruk. He makes the long throw to first base just in time, getting Kruk by just about half a step. A nice play by Jose Lind. Still in the second inning, we'll see Bob Patterson, who's making the start for the Pirates, as he gets Dickie Thon to go down looking in the second inning. And this game turns out to be quite a pitching duel. Bruce Ruffin, with runners on first and second base, he strikes out Andy Van Slyke to end the bottom of the third. Ruffin dropped to 5-7 despite allowing just 6 hits en route to his second complete game of the year. There you see R.G. Reynolds having some fun in the dugout. The Philadelphia Phillies were shut out for the second consecutive night. They have been held scoreless for 22 straight innings as they lost their 5th in a row. We move now to the bottom of the 8th. David Hollins with a great diving stop on the hard ground ball by Gary Reedus. The throw to first base is in time. And still in the 8th with 2 outs now, Jay Bell is the hero for Pittsburgh. The ground ball single to left field brings home Jose Lind, making it 1-0 Pirates. It is the first time the Pirates have pitched back-to-back shutouts since Rick Rhoden and John Tudor held consecutive shutouts in September of 1984. The top of the 9th, Stan Belinda comes on to pick up his second save of the year. He strikes out Dickie Thon looking. Thon gets a bit upset with home plate umpire Terry Tate's call. He'll argue with the umpire, and then when he gets ejected from the game, you'll see Thon as he bumps Tata. The Pirates take it 1-0. The winning pitcher is Scott Ruskin. He's 2-1. Bruce Ruffin falls to 5-7. Stan Belinda with his second save of the year as the Pirates blank the Phillies for the second straight game. Blue Jays were defeated by the Red Sox 10-8. Boston with a half-game lead over the Blue Jays in the American League East. Tonight in the bottom of the first with 2 outs, Tom Bernansky doubles off the left center field wall. Wade Boggs scores, and it's 1-0 Red Sox. RBI number 24 on the season for Boggs. We move now to the top of the second inning. Jody Reed with a great over-the-shoulder grab on George Bell's bloop behind second base. A great catch by Jody Reed for Boston. Wes Gardner making the start for Boston. He allowed just 2 hits and 2 walks while striking out 8 over 6 innings to improve to 2-4. Here in the top of the second, he gets John Olerud to go down looking for his 4th strikeout of the game. In the bottom of the second inning with 1 out, Carlos Quintana will make it 3-0 Red Sox with his 3rd home run of the year. A 2-run shot onto the screen in left field. It came with Tony Pena on board. It's 3-0 Boston. RBIs 24 and 25 on the season for Quintana. It's the first home run of his career at Fenway Park. Gardner combined with Rob Murphy and Jeff Reardon on a 4-hit shutout as the Red Sox have now won 5 straight. There in the top of the 4th, he strikes out Tony Fernandez. In the top of the 7th inning, Mike Greenwell will slip and fall as he catches Fred McGriff's liner to left field. And take another look at Greenwell's reaction as he smiles and points toward the lights as he had some trouble with the lights on that play. In the top of the ninth, Jeff Reardon picks up his 12th save of the season. He gets John Olerud to line out to Carlos Quintana to end it. The Red Sox take it 3-0. Gardner is the winning pitcher. He's 2-4. David Wells takes the loss. He's 5-2. In Houston, Art Howe and the Astros hosting the San Diego Padres. And this little boy's night is made as he kind of begs for this foul ball, and when he gets it, he's all smiles. Tony Gwynn put the Padres up 1-0 in the top of the first with an RBI double. In the top of the third, San Diego adds 2 more. With 1 out, Roberto Alomar with a long triple off the center field wall. Eric Yeldon can't make the catch. Bip Roberts will score, and it's 2-0 Padres. RBI number 31 on the year for Alomar. Still in the third, Tony Gwynn gets his second RBI of the night, his 31st of the season. He lines a single to center field off Jim Clancy. Alomar scores, and it's 3-0 San Diego. In the top of the fourth inning, Jim Clancy will walk Fred Lynn. They make the appeal to third base umpire Jerry Lane. Lane says that Lynn did hold up on his swing, thus the walk. We'll take one more look at it. Lynn appears to go around, but Jerry Lane says that he held up. Art Howe comes out to argue with Jerry Lane, and he'll get ejected from the game. The second straight appeal to Lane, as you see Art Howe a bit upset with the call. Later in the fourth inning with 2 outs, Bip Roberts will make it 4-0 San Diego. A high chopper over the mound. Bill Doran will knock it down, but Lynn comes around to score to make it 4-0 Padres. RBI number 21 on the season for Roberts. In the top of the sixth inning with 1 out, Dennis Rasmussen helping out his own cause with a single to left field. Drops in front of Glenn Wilson, and Lynn crosses the plate once again to make it 5-0 Padres. RBI number 7 on the season for Rasmussen. Rasmussen had 2 hits in the game, so he raised his batting average to .379. Here in the ninth, he'll strike out Doran to end the game. The Padres take it 7-0. Rasmussen improves to 7-4 as he picks up his first shutout as a member of the Padres. His third complete game of the year. Jim Clancy takes the loss. He falls to 2-8.
Tuesday evening in St. Louis, Mike Marshall and the New York Mets took on the Cardinals. In the bottom of the first inning with a score of 1-0 New York on a sac fly, Vince Coleman was thrown out by Mackey Sasser trying to steal second base. It was the first time in Coleman's career that he was ever thrown out by the Mets. He had gone 57-4-57. Then the top of the second, Kevin Elster single to right, knocking in Darryl Boston. The Mets led 2-0 on Elster's 30th RBI. But in the bottom of the second, a wild pitch made it score 2-1. Then Jose Oquendo bounced a single right field, knocked in Harry Pendleton, and the game was tied at 2. But then, at the top of the third, the Mets took the lead when Dallas Strawberry lined a single right field that knocked in Howard Johnson from second base. The Strawberry's 42nd RBI. On the play, Strawberry's caught off first base. Nonetheless, the Mets led 3-2. But in the bottom of the third, Harry Pendleton lined a double down the left field line. They knocked in 2 runs. Pedro Guerrero and Todd Zeile scored as Kevin McReynolds bobbled the ball in left field. And the Cardinals led 4-3. But then in the top of the fourth inning, Mets tied up the game when Kevin Elster did a short fly ball to right field. They got past right field to Milt Thompson, and Elster was off to the races and came around with an inside the park home run, his 6th home run this season, his first career inside the park home run, his 31st RBI, and the game was tied at 4 in the top of the fourth inning. A sac fly and a bunt later gave the Mets a 6-4 lead, but in the bottom of the ninth inning with a score of 6-5 New York, the Cardinals tied up the game when Todd Zeile led off the inning with a solo home run to left field off of John Franco. And the game was tied at 6 in the bottom of the ninth inning. It was only his second save opportunity this season that Franco has blown. It was Zeile's 8th home run this season, and the game went into extra innings. And then in the top of the 11th inning, the Mets took the lead when Howard Johnson doubled to the gap in left center field. Keith Miller and Dave Magin scored, and the Mets led 8-6. Howard Johnson was nailed at third base trying to stretch it to a triple. The Mets won 8-6. Alejandro Pena got the win. He's 2-2. Ken Daly got the loss. He's 1-2. The Mets have now won 8 straight games. Once again, the Mets 8-6 over the Cardinals in 11 innings.
Tuesday night from Atlanta, Tommy Lasorda and the Los Angeles Dodgers in town to take on the Braves. There's Bobby Cox, the manager, and the pitching coach, Leo Mazzoni. Steve Avery on the mound for the Atlanta Braves in the top of the first inning with 2 outs. Eddie Murray with the single in the right field. That scores Stan Javier. That makes it 1-0 LA on Murray's RBI single. Bottom of the first inning, after Dave Justice walked with the bases loaded to tie it up, Dale Murphy gives the Dodgers the lead as he grounds into this 4-3 double play, one of two double plays that Murphy would ground into in the game that would produce runs. Then in the bottom of the third inning, Dale Murphy with the sacrifice fly off of Mike Morgan into right field. Hubie Brooks throws it in, but Jeff Treadway scores, and it's 3-1 as Murphy gets his 36th RBI on the year. Steve Avery pitching a great game for the Dodgers. He went 7 innings, allowing only 4 hits, and here he gets himself out of a second and third base jam as he strikes out Mickey Hatcher to end the inning. Avery got his first major league win to even his record at 1-1. In the top of the 8th inning, Charlie Kerfeld pitching for the Braves now, and he'll strike out Eddie Murray on a disputed call. As Dana DeMuth calls him out, Eddie Murray can't believe that he struck out. And here's another look as Greg Olson leans in there right next to his umpire, Dana DeMuth, and he gets the called third strike. Eddie Murray gets upset and gets ejected from the game as Tommy Lasorda came out. The final in this one is 4-2 Atlanta as they beat the Dodgers on Tuesday night.
Tuesday evening from Baltimore, John McNamara and the Cleveland Indians took on the Orioles. In the top of the first inning, Cleveland scored a run due to some bad defense by the Orioles. Deion James with the bloop single center. Mike Devereaux overran it for an error. Then his throw got by Cal Ripken for another error. His first error in 68 games. Jerry Brown scored, and the Tribe led 1-0. They increased their lead to 2-0 in the top of the second inning when Brooke Jacoby belted a solo home run to left field, while Baltimore starter Pete Harnish. And the Tribe led 2-0. It was Jacoby's 6th home run and 20th RBI. Could have been worse for Baltimore in the second. Jerry Brown grounded a single right field, and Felix Fermin tried to score all the way from first base, but he was nailed at home plate by Billy Rifkin, and the play went 9-4-2. Then in the bottom of the fourth inning, the Orioles tied up the game when Donnell Nixon bounced a single to left field that knocked in Brad Cummins, and the game was tied at 2 in the bottom of the fourth inning. But then in the top of the seventh inning, Corey Snyder came up for the Indians and promptly belted a solo home run to left field, his 10th of the season, his 15th home run versus Baltimore. That's the tops versus any team in his career, and the Tribe led 3-2 in the top of the seventh. Then the bottom of the eighth inning, Baltimore tied up the game when pinch hitter Joe Orsulak delivered with a blue single in center field that knocked in Cal Ripken, and the game was tied at 3 in the bottom of the eighth inning. But in the top of the ninth inning, Cleveland came back to win the game. Sandy Alomar Jr. blooped a single to center field and knocked in Stanley Jefferson for his 29th RBI, and Cleveland led 4-3 en route to their 5-3 victory. Doug Jones got the win. He's 4-2. Pete Harnish got the loss for the Orioles. He's 7-4.